I'm an occupational therapist.
I'm an occupational therapist.
I'm an occupational therapist.
I am an occupational therapist.
Me too.
Me too.
I'm an occupational therapist.
I'm an occupational therapist.
I'm an occupational therapist.
So what is an occupational therapist? Occupational therapists are skilled professionals who help us carry out activities we need or want to do. They help people of all ages, babies, children, adults, and as we grow older. Because of physical or mental illness, because of disability, or simply because we are getting older, many of us just can't do some of the things that really matter to us. Everyday activities that we take for granted, like washing or getting dressed, or going to school or work, or simply being able to play sport or enjoy our hobbies. Occupational therapists can help us find other ways to carry on living the lives we want to live.
I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 1994 when I was 29. It affected my legs, mobility mainly, a lot of fatigue, so it's quite difficult to do day-to-day activities. The two biggest impacts was first of all not being able to take my children out for long walks over the park and so on, and also needing to give up work, which was quite a painful process. I couldn't imagine life without the input of occupational therapists. They've not only enabled me to remain independent, but I can see that I will remain independent for years to come, which I couldn't see before I had occupational therapy input.
Dina had a stroke when she was little and it's affected the right side of her body. So all the activities that I've done today have been trying to encourage Dina to move her right arm and her hand and to do it within play activities. So we did some singing, shaking musical instruments. We've done some playing with Play-Doh, so she's been rolling out the Play-Doh, cutting out shapes, squashing it with her hands. And now she's been cleaning Dolly, washing Dolly, so again squeezing sponges. We've been pouring water between cups. So all the things that children do every day in their everyday lives, but trying to make sure that we're using both hands together and getting as much movement and function. Dina's made a lot of progress. She can now sort of lift her arm from the shoulder and she's started to get some movement from the elbow as well, so she brings it towards her and takes it away. The hand she finds a bit more difficult to open and close, but she's starting to use it more and just involved in activities, so she's doing really well.
I mean, I wasn't really enjoying life. I was okay when I went outside, but I wasn't enjoying life when I came indoors because I had to face trying to get up the stairs. You know, you go to the bottom of the stairs and you think, oh my God, I've got to try and get up to the top of the stairs without wetting your drawers and things, you know. Sorry about the language. And I was holding on to both the handrails. And then sometimes I just had to sit down and do 2 or 3 steps, and then I had to sit down and gasp for breath, and that's how it was. And then I got in touch with the council. And I think they sent someone before you, I think, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
Yes, and then eventually Wendy came. And it was Wendy that really helped me such a lot. I'm so grateful. Well, if it hadn't been for Wendy coming in, which has been wonderful, I think I would have had to ask for some help to go into either an old people's home or sheltered accommodation. You know, and I've read so much about these here homes that I didn't quite fancy going there, you know.
I went into what I now know to be a terrible low and decided that I was going to kill myself. And I then threw my mobile phone in the bin and went off to Littlehampton. Don't know why Littlehampton, but I took some rope and I was either going to hang myself or drown myself. Well, later on in the day I decided that I couldn't do it. I rang my father and he then got in touch with the police, who were already looking for me. And they picked me up and I was sent to the Southwest Sector Recovery Group at 380 Streatham High Road, which is a mental health unit, which is for where I first met Davina Blunt, who is the occupational therapist. Davina's helped me in lots of different ways, some of them very small, but all these smalls have ended up into one big large, with all the effort that she put in with trying to get my mind into some sort of state and order where I could function. has just helped me immensely, and I wouldn't be doing this one-man play now if I hadn't had that help from her. So I owe a huge debt to her as my occupational therapist.
If you think that you, a relative or a friend, may be experiencing difficulties in doing the things that you need or want to do and aren't getting the most from life, you might benefit from seeing an occupational therapist. You can contact an occupational therapist through your local NHS trust or through social services. To find an occupational therapist, please visit www.cot.org.uk. Occupational therapy, helping people to live life their way.